What could also set this arrest apart from all the rest? He could be forced to stand for a mugshot. This is the first time that we could see a mugshot of the former president. In his federal cases and in the criminal case in Manhattan, they opted not to do a mugshot, arguing that mugshots are used to identify people if they go on the lam. But of course, former President Trump is one of the most recognizable people in the world, so they decided they didn't need a mugshot.
He is making history yet again. This is, as you said, the fourth arrest. It will be different with the mugshots and the fingerprints.
I mean, it's really hard to wrap your brain around the momentousness of this moment. The idea that Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, and soon a former president booked, arrested, mugshots. It's big.
I mean, it's huge, and it's sad.
Look at what's happening to this person and that person. Look at this mugshot. Do you want to be this person? And I think we have to keep that in mind today, because we're talking about what the lawyers are saying to each other and what might be criminal and what might not be. But overall, as a culture, we're trying to say, what is legal? How far can you go to challenge an election? What does it look like to step over the line? And if any of you out there are thinking of stepping over the line, this could happen to you as well.
You know, it's interesting, Norm, one of Trump's co-defendants, Harrison Floyd, the leader of what's called the Black Voices for Trump, he's in custody over at this jail right now after turning himself in without a bond agreement, unlike the other defendants that are happening right now. What do you make of that?
Sheriff Labata said we're going to treat Trump the same way. I think he should get a mugshot. I think it will send a terrible message if he doesn't get a mugshot. This gentleman, Mr. Floyd, has a record as part of the regular thing you do. The last item that they do in this jail, a warrants check.
This whole question of creating an exception for the mugshot, but nothing else, it is sort of odd on this basis that, well, everybody knows what Donald Trump looks like, so therefore we should not do a mugshot of him. Of all the aspects of the criminal justice system, it's a very bizarre one.
When the mugshot, let's say there is a mugshot and all of this emerges, is he still going to be the front runner?
Yeah, he will. I mean, look, there's this weird strain that I don't really understand in my party of, you know, the crazier you are, the more outrageous you say, the truth doesn't matter, because I don't know if it's all about owning the libs, if it's some tribal culture thing. Having a dictator is easy. You don't have to talk about issues. You just do what you're told. Part of defending that difficult way of governing yourself is to prosecute people that go out of the lines in a way that could threaten the future of this government. And that's what they're doing now, and it's important to see it.
And Jake, of course, when he gets here to the jail that you can see over my shoulder, the question is still, will he have his mugshot taken the way his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, and all the other defendants certainly have? We will see another first tonight, a first sitting or former president with a mugshot. That's in addition to something we learned today. Also, he is the first to engage the services of a bail bondsman. One note about perhaps the least known of the 19 defendants, Harrison Floyd, director of Black Voices for Trump. He either could not or would not reach a bond agreement, and as of right now, he remains in the Fulton County Jail as opposed to all of the other co-defendants along with Mr. Trump.
By the way, I'm told this is his plane. We've been watching different commercial planes landing. I'm told this is his plane coming in.
He wants it to look like this, but just
there he is. They're
one
walking down the
other
stairs. Just take a second here. If we can just take a second here and watching Donald Trump come down the stairs from his Boeing 757 as he prepares to head to the Fulton County Jail to be arrested and booked. We are told that it's possible that after his booking, when he's back in the location where he is right now, he will make remarks to the cameras.
And I think that, you know, that's one of the things that's gone into consideration in his previous 3 arrests where he has not had a mugshot is, do we really need to do this when we're talking about a former president of the United States? We know what he looks like.
And now this will end with an actual mugshot. The sheriff of Fulton County has confirmed that there was a mugshot taken of Donald Trump, and I expect that they will, as with all the other mugshots of the former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and former Time Person of the Year Rudy Giuliani, like there will be a mugshot released probably imminently.
Yeah,
It'll be released.
Sorry, this is the inmate number for the former president of the United States. I don't know, is that be a 0 or an O? P011-35809. Former President of the United States has an inmate number, and it's P011-35809.
And the guy that's winning today is Joe Biden. He's probably on the beach out west or somewhere out west eating an ice cream cone again today, giving one press conference that's 8 words long.
He doesn't know where he is.
Just the mere fact. Oh, here we go.
It's a very sad day for America. This has never happened. We challenge an election.
Keep going, Ben. So we're just going to be monitoring his remarks and bring it to you.
I'm going to interrupt you actually just for a moment because we did get this mugshot of the former president of the United States, and we're going to show it to our audience now. This is just a striking image to see the former president of the United States, who was just booked in the Fulton County Jail behind us. Questions remained even within his team as of this morning whether or not this photo would ever actually exist. But there you see it, with the watermark, just like every other co-defendant that has come before him. I mean, the former chief of staff, the former mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani, and now to see the mugshot of the former president of the United States.
Yeah, it is a stark and sad image. There it is on the left side of your screen. Fulton County Jail inmate number P011-35809, otherwise known as 45th President of the United States, Donald John Trump. We see on the right side of the screen his Boeing 757 about to take off from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, Georgia, on its way back to Newark, New Jersey. And Andy McCabe, one of the points we were talking about earlier, we were talking about of the 19 defendants, including Mr. Trump, Harrison Floyd, the former head of Black Voices for Trump, who has been indicted and turned himself into authorities having to do with his alleged harassment of Fulton County election official Ruby Freeman. He did not negotiate his bond agreement, so he may end up spending tonight in the Fulton County Jail, a notorious jail. Trump and his allies like to talk about a two-tier system of justice. They think Republicans get overly prosecuted as opposed to Democrats. But that's really an example of the two-tier system of justice. You were making the point.
Yeah, it really is, Jake. I think it stands out in particularly stark relief in these circumstances because you have 18 other defendants in the same case, all of whom are mostly male, all white, wealthy, professional people, political people, attorneys.
At least have access to wealth, if not their own. Yeah.
That's right. Have the financial ability to hire attorneys who are going in and negotiating these deals so that their time in the jailhouse will be as short as possible. And then on the other hand, you have this gentleman, Harrison Floyd, who was charged about a week or so ago, as we understand, for an altercation he got in with FBI agents who were trying to serve a subpoena on him in conjunction with Jack Smith's federal investigation of election interference. He allegedly assaulted one of those agents. He, without an attorney, walked up to the jailhouse and surrendered as he was told to. They discovered the outstanding warrant, and he'll now be in custody likely until they come to some sort of agreement with respect to bail on both of those charges.
And we should just note, it's a very dangerous jail. Not that others aren't, but Fulton County Jail is known for prisoners being killed there or dying there under questionable circumstances. I think like 4 or 5 in the last few weeks alone. 14 in 2022. It's really a horrible, disgusting place. And again, only one of these 19 individuals, and I don't think any of them should have to spend the night there, but I'm just saying, as you note, it really is a two-tier system of justice. Jamie Gangel, your thoughts as we watch these historic images.
This morning, as former President Trump prepares to surrender in Georgia today, House Republicans are expected to launch an investigation into the district attorney who brought those charges against him. The House Judiciary Committee is expected to open a new inquiry into Fulton County DA Fani Willis as soon as today. A source tells CNN the panel is expected to ask Willis whether she was coordinating with the Justice Department, which has already indicted Trump twice, or if she used federal dollars to complete her investigation. CNN's Melanie Zanona is live in Washington with more. Good morning to you. What are the House Republicans expecting to get out of this investigation if DA Willis even shows up?
Yeah, good morning, Victor and Poppy. You're absolutely right. This has been a very familiar playbook for House Republicans, which is investigate the investigators. Sources tell me and my colleague Annie Greer that the House Judiciary Committee is planning to ask and look into whether the Fulton County DA coordinated or communicated with Special Counsel Jack Smith in any way. That is something that Fani Willis has flat out denied. And Republicans also want to know whether any federal funds were used in the Georgia state level investigation into Donald Trump in the efforts to overturn the 2020 election. So we could see some action on that front as soon as today, potentially in the form of a letter. And then a little bit more down the line, we're also told that the House Judiciary Committee is planning to move a bill that would allow current and former presidents to move either criminal or civil cases from the state court to federal court. That was something that was actually first introduced after Trump was first indicted by the Manhattan District Attorney, but it has gained new steam in the wake of this latest Georgia indictment. But we should point out here that lawmakers don't have a ton of jurisdiction over state level issues. And even on the federal level, they have run into some resistance in trying to intervene in these ongoing criminal matters, which is just really extraordinary for Republicans to be trying to do this. But for most Republicans, this is a messaging ploy above all else, and they are just really eager to show that they are using everything in their power to try to defend the former president. Victor and Poppy.
Melanie Zanona for us there in Washington. Thank you.